up, dog? It's your man, Doc Chill. I represent Poetic Management Group. That's my company, home-based company. Multimedia, anything you need. Print work, concept, video, we got your back covered flat out. Who are some of the people that help establish the hip-hop scene in Detroit? Okay, I'll be flat out honest with you. I gotta say Frogger D first. Frogger D, that was the man. Flat. If we couldn't see Run DMC, LL Cool J, we was always willing to see Frogger D. He was always around, out and about, beating on his chest. Talking about Frog Dog, that was my man. Flat out. Awesome Dre definitely had an influence on me. I was like 13, 12 years old. He was the first person who I visually seen out here with CDs and album covers. No, excuse me, not CDs, album covers. With his album, the whole entourage of us, it was coming up. Boss was in there, Detroit's Most Wanted was in there, Word. We had a lot of people. We had some hot people, for real.
Awesome Dre, Prince Vince, he was controlling the Detroit scene. And now, you know, we're part of this movement now with the Detroit hip hop, and it's finally picking up. So we paid our dues a long time ago. Still paying dues.
I was influenced highly during that period, you know, by such artists like the X-Clans, of course Rakim, KRS-One, and the infamous Chuck D from Public Enemy.
Detroit hip-hop. Detroit has a rich history of hip-hop, actually. We talk about starting back in the days with Chaos and Maestro. Those brothers, actually, Poetic Menace is actually artist that's actually carrying that torch that they started back in the day, for as conscious with a street edge to it. That's what hip-hop is all about anyway, especially here in Detroit.
We need to go back, you know what I'm saying? We need to come back. We need to go back, you know. A lot of people forget about, real MCing, real flowing.
Which are a bit more difficult. Ready, set, and begin.
Leveling off at this time. You see the squares of progress. Then we got the hills. We're still not unified and organized like we're supposed to. That's what we have right
now. It's a little hard for us here in Detroit because it's not like New York or Chicago where you got a lot of the big production companies and you got a lot of the scouts here. Just like now, 2003, we're getting some love, we're getting some airplay, but it's still a struggle. I mean, it's an everyday thing for us here in the city, so, we don't trip about it. We just go roll with the punches,
It's like a bond that all artists in Detroit and Michigan have. It's like we struggle. It's like our backs against the wall, no love at times.
For one thing, you got people hating on Detroit. People don't want Detroit artists, to come out with that music. They just want us to be a desolate wasteland of talent that's not being, productive.
I think they scared. They scared that Detroit gonna take over because we don't be bullshitting. I mean, that's obvious.
Other states and other cities, they have a tunnel they can see. They're surrounded by big major companies and a lot of labels that's giving them helping hands. But here we ain't got nobody. We ain't got nobody giving us shit. So it's like we struggle. You know what I'm saying? So it's a tough battle.
You got a lot of brothers clashing, not really coming together and working and focusing on the main objective.
So what's holding us back?
The hatred, man. We are holding each other back. Don't nobody want to come to each other's shows.
It's not no one-man thing. Everybody in this together trying to put it down and just blow up in this industry, you know what I'm saying?
The radio stations don't want to play Detroit music, and this shit is good.
Back in them days, it was people like PM, Poetic Menace. It was Dreadnoughts. You know, it was the Homies. You know what I'm saying? It was you know, D12. It was 5 Elements. Man, it was. I mean, it was so many artists back then. I mean,
the list goes on and on of artists from Detroit who are deeply immersed in their struggle to be heard.
It's always been here. The scene is here. Motown is where it's at, you know what I'm saying? And I just think we need to support that more.
Talent's always been here. You got cast that's in the music, this well known in the industry, but you can go down at the end of the street and ask about this cat name, and they wouldn't know him. But in the industry, he's well known. It's a lot of that.
It's so diverse. It's like a melting pot. It's like a musical gumbo. We take all other cultures and we mix them together in Detroit. And we had this perfect blend, and there's no other sound like it in the world.
You know what I'm saying? My man Zoom and these other artists in Detroit, man, they keep the fire going, you know what I'm saying? They keep me going. You know what I'm saying? We keep each other going, you know what I'm saying? That's all we got is us. So that's what makes us so tough and so strong, you know what I'm saying?
The main thing is people don't understand that. I mean, we've been locked out, shut out the industry so bad that we don't know that we can blow. We are the call. We are the ones that set the standard.
My position here, and I think what's going on as far as the deep, and what we lacking at is the support that we need. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of love, but I think we lacking as far as the promotion. Cats coming through, doing their thing, and sticking around.
So how is it that we don't have any artists in the mainstream? It's because we are programmed to think that our artists are top notch.
Detroit is developing, and over the past years, we've shown that we could put out some great artists that's come from Detroit and whatnot. And we just have to be given an opportunity to really show what we can do.
And they don't want Detroit to do it themselves because they know if Detroit do it themselves, the whole thing changes. The whole thing, because you can't control Detroit like other cities.
If we bind together and we build on Detroit, cause Detroit the shit. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. I don't give a fuck where hip hop started. Motown. That's all I gotta say.
Why had the struggle been so hard for us? I take the blame. It's all about it's us. We fucked up. We really act like we know everything. We act like money is the solution or the key to it. Money is not the key. The more money you have, the more money you stand to lose. I don't see how people don't see it. If your ass walk into a damn casino with 50,000 and you lose, your ass lost a lot. You gonna walk in there with only $50 and you make 50,000? That's how I'm looking at it. Bottom line, we're not handling our paperwork. People come here all the time to get the talent, but they don't fuck with us. They don't fuck with us as a whole because they look at it like this. Why I need the whole thing if all y'all dumb? I could just separate y'all and just nitpick at each of y'all, the producers, the rappers, the writers. We responsible for a lot of shit that happen in the industry, but we don't get our credit because our paperwork ain't right. Our paperwork is not right. So that's what we need to get right first.
Detroit's Most Wanted. I mean, I was down south when I first heard about Detroit's Most Wanted. That was like in '94.
We've been overlooked as Detroit artists for hell since hip hop been. They might let a couple of cats from the D come in and shine, but it's temporary. Ain't no effort put behind them.
Half the cats out here, and there's a whole lot of cats out here, and half of them is actually national worthy. You know what I'm saying?
There is definitely a problem as far as artists coming together, and the reason why I say this is if you think about the golden era of Motown back in the 60s, everybody supported each other back in the 60s. If you were trying to make a music career or whether you were trying to excel in sports, no matter what you were trying to do, you had that support back in Detroit back in the day. There's that same support system doesn't exist. So now you either have individuals who are trying to keep each other from being successful, or nobody just wants to work together, period.
It's teamwork, people. Teamwork. If you don't have no team, And the team now has to consist of multitudes of people. Now we're just in your organization, but other organizations teaming up together. Because if without teamwork, you are going nowhere. There is not one person that's making out of here. You hear about Jay-Z doing this. You hear about Dame Dash doing this. You hear about Suge. You hear about Jermaine Dupri. But guess what? They had a team behind them. They had resources of people that they connected with. They understood hype. We understood why not go to the hottest guy and do a video for little or nothing to get everybody else to come to me. People negotiate and use their resources properly. We don't.